Hi everyone, this is Selvi. Today's interview question is: what are the prerequisite items of a sprint planning event? We have completely discussed in a separate episode about sprint planning event, but this interview question we are going to discuss about what are the prerequisite items? What are the prior conditions that we need to satisfy before actually entering into the sprint planning meeting? The first thing is you should have refined backlog items. Second thing is when I say refined backlog items, automatically the backlog items will be having estimation value. Third thing, product owner should know the priority of work items that need to be executed and pulled into the sprint backlog. Fourth point, product owner should have an idea about the sprint goal. Next point, Scrum Master should prepare the capacity details of the team. Scrum Master should be knowing the average velocity of the team. All the work items need to be checked with the definition of ready value. These all details should be available. Now let's try to understand a little bit more about each and every point. So the first thing is we should have a refined backlog. If none of the work items in the product backlog is refined, then actually we are not ready for a sprint. So we should have backlog items that are in the refined state. When it is refined, that means automatically they are getting the estimation value because the outcome of the refinement process is estimation value to the work items. So now we have some set of work items. Second thing is product owner should be knowing the priority. Priority will be keep fluctuating. Priority of work items that we thought during 2 weeks before is not going to be the same today. The reason is that's the reason why we follow Agile. Things keep changing, things keep moving. There can be changes that's happening in the market. So marketing team would have suggested a different priority and we would have thought of dropping some of the work items, dropping some of the features and picking something else now as part of priority. So priority is going to be a value that is keep changing. So at that particular moment, before starting the sprint planning event, product owner should have complete clarity about the current priority that we are going to use. Now, when we know this priority, it is easy for us to understand what is our goal that we are going to achieve because priority is also going to be aligned with the goal. I am not going to set the goal which is not going to be a priority one. So always based on the priority, we will be setting the goal. So now product owner should have an idea. Product owner is not required to completely be ready with the sprint goal. The reason being sprint goal activity is completely owned by the entire team and not by only the product owner. So product owner should have an idea because product owner should be able to initiate based on this priority. I feel this should be our goal. Now team should negotiate and come up with some kind of understanding and based on all the team members alignment we should prepare the sprint goal. So this should also be a very one of the key point that what idea we are going to, not exactly the sprint goal because sprint goal we will be actually defining it on the sprint planning event. We are talking about the prerequisite, but product owner according to the priority should have an idea. Okay, this is what I am going to plan in the sprint. Okay, now we talked about the refined backlog items, we talked about the priority, and we talked about the idea of the sprint goal. Now coming to the Scrum Master. Scrum Master already would have received the details from the team members about their availability and what are the training plans that are going to happen with the team members and how many holidays we have during the sprint period. All those details should be available. And with those details, Scrum Master is having the capacity detail of the team. The second point what Scrum Master needs to take care is we need to ensure what is the average velocity of the team? Because just now we would have completed the sprint, or maybe we are going to complete tomorrow, because this is a prerequisite we are talking about, right? So we will be doing on the last few days of the previous sprint itself, we will be doing all these things to ensure that we don't have any kind of hurdle during the sprint planning. So during that point, we should be in a position to calculate the average velocity of the team. Now we have capacity and average velocity available. Next one is Scrum Master should coordinate with product owner to understand what are the work items that we are targeting as per the sprint goal, as the idea what product owner has. The reason is now only we will be able to check the definition of ready is really met or not to really check on the sprint planning event itself. Instead, Scrum Master and product owner can go through. We already talked about how to measure the definition of ready. So definition of ready, whether it is 5, then it means it would have already met all the checklist items of definition of ready. Now we are good to pick up that item because we don't have any open action or any kind of dependency related to that work item. We are good to pick that up. So we should be knowing that detail as well. So definition of ready activity, just to go through the items which are on high priority to understand these all are the items which are meeting definition of ready as 5. One more best practice I just want to add here, just to keep some more items in a buffer list. What is this buffer list? We have picked some items. We will be doing this in the sprint planning, but I am talking about the prerequisites itself. We should keep some more items. The reason is, by chance during the sprint execution, if team is getting blocked in some of the work items, what is the backup that we have so that we can pull immediately those items into the sprint backlog and start the show? Or people will not get blocked. Instead of the blocked work item, they can work on the other work item. What is that work item? So always product owner should be ready with some more work items in the buffer state, so that if anything that is deviating from the plan that what we have made, we will always have some backup. Again, these buffer work items also should align with the sprint goal. Reason being, we are going to commit on the sprint goal, and to achieve that sprint goal, we are going to use the sprint backlog work items implementation, right? So this is also one of the best practice I want to add as part of the prerequisite. I think we have covered all the prerequisite items that need to be available so that we will have a very smooth sprint planning event, and it will also be in a very optimized way because we have all the details well in advance at our side. This is what I want to share about this interview question. Thanks everyone for listening. Happy learning and stay tuned.